Here's my quick tips guide to Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3, from secret areas to overpowered weapons that will turn your campaign into a breeze. Tip 1 is the Everburn blade, a legendary feeling greatsword you can steal right at the start of Baldur's Gate 3. It hits hard with 2d6 slashing damage and adds a bonus fire damage of every swing. Thanks to its permanently burning enchantment, if you grab this earlier, it can carry you through a huge chunk of Act 1. Whilst escaping the Nautiloid, free Shadowheart and prepare the command spell. This will make it much easier to acquire the Everburn blade. Once the battle at the helm begins, use Shadowheart to cast the drop command on Commander Zolk to make him drop the Everburn blade. Once the commander drops the Everburn, apply a 5-finger discount and rush to the controls to secure one of the best weapons in Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3. After crash landing in Baldur's Gate 3, you can recruit several companions very early on in the opening area, like the Nautiloid wreck and the Ravaged beach. Shadowheart can be found very close to your starting point on the beach. Gale can be found near a purple portal just north of where you wake up on the beach. Historian can be found southwest along the beach. He calls for help pretending to be in danger. Approach carefully.
Can't you? Like you killed the other. My name's Astarion.
Go on. Not bad.
At Emerald Grove, you will find Will, who will join the camp if you help him hunt a demon. This demon is actually a tiefling named Karlach. After talking to Will and convincing him to join your camp, you will get Karlach's location on the map. Speaking to Karlach will reveal that she's not the demon Will thinks she is, and will also give you the option to recruit a powerful ally in her. Once both Will and Karlach have been recruited, head back to camp and help them settle their dispute to keep both companions.
On all I am not what you think. Truce.
I see the good in you, Karlach.
Laziel can be found trapped in a cage north of the crash site. 2 tieflings have captured her. You can persuade, intimidate, or fight them. Once you've dealt with the tieflings, free Laziel and recruit her to your camp. Not far from where you free Laziel, you can find a group of bandits looting some nearby crypts. You can scare these bandits away by passing a persuasion, a deception, or intimidation check. In this same area, you can create a hole to jump into the dank crypts below, where you can eventually find withers who will respec your character for a small fee. The crypts below will have a few encounters along the way to withers, but nothing you can't handle with a well-placed fireball. Once you've found and answered Wither's questions, he will say farewell. After your next long rest, he can be found at camp where he will offer you his services.
We meet again, each leading to a singular end.
Contain yourselves. This quarrel sours our feast.
In the Blighted Village, you can recruit 3 ogres to fight by your side. After speaking to Lump the Enlightened and passing a few checks, you will receive Lump's Warhorn.
Take my bone horn.
When used, the deadly trio will rush to your aid and help you smash anything in your way, like the fight with the gnolls and the phase spider matriarch fights. If you choose to fight the ogres instead, Lump will drop the Warped Headband of Intellect. This item boosts the wearer's intelligence to 17. The item has no effect if the wearer's intelligence score is higher without it.
The leader of the pack comes. What's on your mind? The sooner we find the druid house in, the better. I can't wait to head to Baldur's Gate. Someone's waiting for me.
Don't forget to long rest often. This fully restores your party. Health, spell slots, and most abilities reset. This is your main way to stay strong. It also makes combat much easier. The game expects you to go into fights with full resources. Skipping rest equals unnecessary difficulty. It also unlocks story and companion content. Many characters, scenes, romances, and plot events only trigger during long rests. It also prevents resource drain problems. Without resting, your effectiveness drops every fight, making encounters slower and riskier. Camp supplies are easy to manage, food is plentiful. If you look regularly, don't hoard it, use it.
Gith train relentlessly. We know our bodies inside and out. Good. Lower.
If you'd like a mildly incompetent bard living in your camp, here's how to rescue Volo in Baldur's Gate 3. Head to the Goblin camp in Act 1. You'll find Volo performing to a group of goblins who are frankly far more patient than expected. After speaking with him, things don't go great for Volo. He'll end up being taken away and locked in a cage somewhere in the camp. To free him, you'll have to find the area where he's being held, interact with the cage, either unlock it, persuade the guard, or just remove the threat. Once he's free, advise him to go back to your camp. After you rescue him, head back to your camp and take a long rest. Volo will eventually show up there on his own and offer his services. He becomes a merchant for the camp and a part of a unique and slightly unhinged interaction later on.
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat?
The biggest conflict that demands your attention in Act 1 is whose side you'll take between the Grove and the Goblins.
Stranger.
Option 1 is taking out the Goblin leaders, thereby nullifying the threat and saving the Tieflings and Druids of the Grove. Also recruiting a Halcyon into your camp. There are multiple ways to deal with the leaders. This game loves to reward creative devs, so strategize before charging in head first.
But I'm feeling inspired.
Option 2 involves siding with the Goblin leaders and helping Minthara lay siege on the Grove and all its inhabitants. This option also concludes with a saucy scene involving Minthara back at camp. Do note that if you pick option 1, you can still recruit Minthara as a companion during the beginning of Act 2 if you knock her out instead of killing her at the Goblin camp.
Creatures, thanks to our leadership. When you tire of their company, come to me. Tonight, you are mine.
And option 3, which is nothing. Do absolutely nothing and make your way to Act 2 without helping either group out.
From all of us, it isn't much.
No great RPG would be great without a ton of side quests to dip into, brimming with XP to unlock and help you level up faster. Luckily, Baldur's Gate 3 has some of the best side quests, rich in lore and creativity. Make sure to explore every area of the map during Act 1 so you don't miss out on some of its greatest moments, like the Aunt Ethel optional boss fight or the gnolls just down the road from Requiem's Rest. Make sure to fully immerse yourself in all the content's locations like the Blighted Village has to offer. There are secrets everywhere and they're just waiting for you to find them. Do not sleep on the Underdark. This area is like unlocking a whole new map and it has various entry points in Act 1 including the puzzle next to the Priestess Guts and the hidden entrance in the Zentrum hideout. Inside Underdark you'll find a bunch of tough fights and eventually make your way to Grim's Forge where the game really begins to heat up. If you're playing Baldur's Gate 3, do not skip the Githyanki crash. It's one of the only places that promises answers about your parasite and the story payoff is huge. If you've got Lizelle, this is a massive moment for her character with choices that can completely change your relationship. You'll face tough fights, make high stakes decisions and encounter the Zyfisk where you can gain powerful buffs or seriously mess things up. Plus the loot area is some of the best early in the game and most importantly it connects to much bigger storylines later on. So yeah, you skip this and you're missing a lot. Save first and go there.
I'm glad you came to.
If you're playing Act 1, don't leave the crash without the Blood of Lathander. This isn't just a weapon, it's one of the best items in Act 1. It deals solid damage, blinds enemies and can literally save your life with a clutch heal when you're about to go down. And getting it, way more intense than you'd expect. You'll need to solve a puzzle, explore hidden paths and if you mess it up, the entire place can basically explode. Yeah, no pressure. Plus it ties into the lore of Lathander, adding even more depth to the area. So yeah, powerful weapon, insane moment, and totally missable. Don't walk away without it. And that was my quick tips guide to Act 1 of Baldur's Gate 3. Let me know in the comments which tip helped you the most, and as always, like and subscribe for more tips and guide videos.